So I am randomly in Wales right now, on a very last minute unexpected trip. Essentially what happened is my boyfriend Andy has a gig tonight in Wales, and it's his last ever gig with his current band. And it's a very long way from where we live. It's about a 6-hour drive. So he was like, please come keep me company in the car. And I was lured in to Wales with the promise of castles and books and whatnot. So I've never actually been here before. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to just come and explore this country a little bit. We're just going to stay here for the weekend. So today's plan is we're about to go to Chepstow, and there's a big castle there, so we'll see what that's all about. And then we're going to go to the gig tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to go to Hay-on-Wye, because I've seen a lot of people sharing like videos and pictures of it. Apparently it's like just like a total little book town, like so many bookshops, and it just looks cute. So that's what we're going to do. That's the itinerary. This is the outfit of the day. I'm wearing the hippie chic coat that I'm just obsessed with at the minute. Green lung top, which is one of my favourite bands, and then got to add the flares in as well. So this is the fit for the castle, and yeah, let's go and see it.
Perched high above the River Wye and standing strong for nearly 1,000 years, Chepstow Castle is one of Britain's most legendary fortresses. Built just after the Norman conquest, it has witnessed medieval battles, shifting royal power, and even contains a very special thing which I will show you soon. Chepstow Castle was actually one of the first stone castles ever built in Britain. Most of the castles of the time were simple wooden Motte and Bailey structures, but Chepstow was different. It was actually commissioned in 1067 by William the Conqueror himself and entrusted to his right-hand man and best friend in the world, William Fitzosborne. Chepstow's location is very strategic. It sits on the cliffs above the River Wye and controlled a major crossing between England and Wales, so it was perfect for defending against Welsh resistance. After the Norman conquest in 1066, William had a lot of problems with uprisings and rebellions, so castles like this made a really big statement for the Normans that they were not going anywhere. The first stone walls, built in the late 11th century, made it almost impenetrable. Then, in the 12th and 13th centuries, under Earl William Marshal, the castle underwent more massive transformation. If you don't know about William Marshal, he was essentially one of the most legendary knights in history, sometimes called the greatest knight who ever lived. He not only fought alongside King Richard the Lionheart, but also helped shape the Magna Carta, which basically underpins modern law. He added the castle's Great Hall, reinforcing its position as both a military fortress and a noble residence, so you can imagine great feasts, political alliances forming, and just the echoes of history still lingering in these stone corridors. In 1648, it did eventually fall to the parliamentarians, who used gunpowder and cannons to finally break through the formidable defences. And after the war, like many castles, Chepstow was abandoned. This once mighty fortress slowly crumbled into ruins, but even in decay, it remains so breathtaking, a silent witness to almost a millennium of history. I'm so excited because these doors are the oldest in Europe. So we're in Chepstow Castle right now, and these doors were built in the 1190s, which is just absolutely wild. They're in really good nick as well, and you can see all of the original like metalwork and stuff is on there. It's actually got like dents where people's thumbs have literally just dragged the bolt along over the years, so it's very, very cool that you can see this right here. Then we just had a little wander around Chepstow. I always enjoy just going in little gift shops and bookshops, and there was a really nice selection of books in this one. I also found a really crazy antique shop, and it had some of the most random stuff. There was just piles and piles of objects all over the place. It was one of those places that is just really fun to explore and have a really good route around. And I was definitely kind of obsessed with this weird little rat brooch guy. And this was giving Alice in Wonderland vibes, and it also had a really interesting Mazzy Star CD, which you don't usually see stuff like that very often.
So I'm just back in the hotel having the most mid cup of tea that anyone's ever made. It's a Travelodge cup of tea. I'm sorry, but like PG tips and that like weird milk, and yeah, it's just horrible. And also like the cups are like, they're not ceramic, but they're not quite plastic. They're kind of like some weird in-between thing. Anyway, but it's gotta be done. So we just got back from Chepstow, and we're just chilling here for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to the gig. The castle was amazing actually. It's huge. I think it's the biggest castle that I've been to, and it's just set in a really nice place as well. It's like built into this cliff overlooking the river, so just like really beautiful scenery. And I did get a magnet as well. We have been just getting magnets of like all the places we go to, so it took a while to decide because the selection wasn't that strong, but I ended up going for this one. It's just like, yeah, it's just like a little metal magnet of the castle. So there we go. I'm actually really tired. I feel like I just want to crawl into this bed and go to sleep, to be honest. But alas, having this rejuvenating cup of tea, and then we're gonna get ready and go back out. The gig is on like a caravan park, I think. It's called Winter's End, so it's like an all-day festival thing, so it's on right now. But yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I've never been there before, or I've never really heard anyone I know who's gone either, so I'm not sure what it'll be like, but I'm sure it'll be fun. And then yeah, tomorrow we're going to go to Hay-on-Wye, so I hope that the weather is going to stay good, because it's been quite gloomy today, but I don't mind that as long as it's dry, and it's been good so far, so fingers crossed for that. So yeah, let's go and do it and see what it's like.
How's everybody feeling out there today? Let me hear you!
Next, it was time to go to Hay-on-Wye, and I was very excited about this because this is the world's first official book town, where there are over 20 different bookshops in this tiny little town and bookshelves and hidden gems waiting in every corner. The first shop that we stepped into was really unassuming, and we actually nearly just walked on past it because it didn't look that interesting, but I'm so glad we didn't skip it because it felt like a treasure trove hidden underground. It was basically a huge basement filled with books, and they had everything. Loads of really cool new releases, but also historical volumes, including some seriously cool books on medieval art. It felt like I was wandering through an archive packed with texts I'd never seen anywhere else and on seemingly every topic under the sun. Next, we visited the Honesty bookshop, which is tucked right by Hay Castle. So this must be the Honesty bookshop. All books £2 each, and you just put it into the box. And yeah, that's it. That's so cute. And it's just right next to the castle here, which I think is like a bit of a community centre, art gallery. It's got a cafe and stuff like that as well. I loved how each shop here really had its own personality, and there were so many bookshops, but they all seemed to specialise in slightly different things. Every one was really unique and had such a great selection of books. One of my favourites was definitely this little shop, which had one of the best magical book selections I've seen outside of London bookshops. There were shelves lined with books on witchcraft, mythology, druidry, and all things pertaining to the occult. And I loved the decor in here, the shelves and the colours. It was just gorgeous, and I could have definitely spent hours and hours in this one alone. But Hay-on-Wye isn't just about books. It's also got some really cool little gift shops, antique stores, and even a record shop that we of course just had to check out. Then unfortunately it was time for the very, very long drive back home, which was so frustrating because I could have spent way, way longer in this gorgeous little town, and I definitely want to return again. There are so many books in the world to explore. Sometimes I feel like I'll go crazy that I can never read every single one, but it's so exciting to just be able to pick up knowledge from a book or experience different worlds through a story. And I love that there's a town dedicated to this whole thing. So I really hope that you've enjoyed coming with me on this little quick trip to Wales. I'll definitely be back in this lovely country. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my Patreon. I'm so excited about the community that we're building over there, and I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in joining us, and I will see you in the next video.